Well, the purpose of Leading from the Classroom project is to accelerate the adoption of instructional technology and open education resources in our 34 community and technical colleges. So while that is our purpose, really there's a bigger picture purpose, and that is to think about open education as having all of this information that all people around the world are willing to share with one another. And then the technology tools are the way that we can access that information. So when you think even more broadly and you think about all the different perspectives that happen, we have information from around the globe and the opportunities that are there to pull those different perspectives into our classroom curriculum, to integrate global perspectives in our classroom curriculum. There's a wonderful opportunity for us. So the technology tools are the tools that get us to that information and those perspectives.
Did you know by 2019, 50% of all high school courses will be delivered online? That's our future customer. In 2 years, just 2 years, half of all higher education courses, the students will be taking one or more online course. So in your Angel course management system, you should have an icon that looks like this over here. It says Integrity. And if you click on that, it will take you to a recording.
It's going to be down here in your toolbar. It will tell you when it's recording, and you can just use these to stop and pause it.
Okay, then.
Let's see, it should be right on your...
And now you are recording.
Okay, we are preparing.
Online teaching is a passion because it accommodates students in many, many ways. And I enjoy seeing the students succeed. To become an online educator takes a lot of experience and knowledge. You need to pursue it on your own. You will not find enough resources usually on your own campus to get you to the level you need to be.
I'm going to be talking about collaboration tools. And the important thing to think about when you're thinking about collaboration, especially in the context of this flipped classroom, is that you don't need to be driving everything. The thing I like about e-learning is that it's really open. It allows you to reach students in ways that you might not have thought of before, that they may not have thought of before, and allows them to be creative in different ways than what we typically do in the classroom. Cool. You can create a pearl, a little dot of an idea, and that pearl might be a web page, it might be a document, it might be an image, it might be a movie. And you just put it out there. And somebody else in your group, or you, or anybody, could say, you know, I know something that I like about that I'd like to connect to that. And you just drag another one on.
So this is my pearl tree. It starts with me, and then just some random pearls. One of the things that I put in here was our open source, the links to the open source that the state has, as well as the open course library. I actually plan on taking a look through the open course library some more to find some possible texts. I love the TED videos, so I found a few to just kind of plug in.
So what did you just do? Tell me what you just did.
So we went to join.me, and I created a screen share. I sent both of these fellows the number. They went to join.me and they put the number in, and they can now see what's on my screen.
The thing I really like about it is that, you know, when you're teaching people in the classroom, you can go the whole quarter and only hear from, 10 or 15% of your students, while the rest of them sort of sit back and absorb and listen, and they're attentive, they're paying attention, but they're not interacting. And they can, get through the whole quarter and succeed that way. You just can't do that in the online classroom. The students have to engage in order to even be present in the classroom. And so those quiet people who never say a word all quarter actually have to say a word, and you get to know all of your students so much better than you could possibly get to know them in the classroom.
No matter what you're doing, whether you're teaching online, in class, it doesn't matter. Where do you put stuff for your students? Events such as this workshop help get the word out throughout the state of what is possible, and I think that's where we need to do. That's where we need to go, is not just stay inside the box, but get outside the box. Any thoughts about where you put stuff? I'll be there. Yes, please.
Evernote and Dropbox.
Dropbox. Thank you. Evernote. As it sounds?
Yep.
Thank you. Anyone else, please?
I've been using SlideRocket for presentations. One word, SlideRocket. It's sliderocket.com.
Gotcha. I'll add that. Thank you. Anyone else?
Prezi?
Prezi. Thank you. Please.
SlideShare.
SlideShare?
Yeah, for sharing slides.
Oh, cool.
In our system, in our 34 community and technical colleges, the highest enrolled course is English Comp 1, and that's about 50,000 enrollments a year in English Comp 1 in our 34 colleges. If each of those students pays $100 for their textbook, that's $5 million a year. So what if those students paid nothing for their textbook? That means our students would save $5 million a year. That's a significant amount of money. What we're doing to try to address that, or try to just start dealing with this new world, is the Open Course Library. And our goals are to design and share the 81 highest enrollment gatekeeper courses. So courses like English Comp 1 and accounting series and US history. And we also think that this will provide new resources for faculty to use in their courses, and you've seen some of them today, and engage our colleges in this larger open educational process. Because in the first year, we did some math on this, in the first year the students just taught by those faculty who developed those 42 courses, just those, nobody else has to adopt the courses, nobody else has to use them, just those faculty will save their students $1.1 million in the first year. And that's more than we spent to develop those courses. It changes everything. It changes things that we haven't even figured out how much it changes what we do in education.
What I'm going to do today is I have a little site, like a one-page site that links to a bunch of really great open educational resource repositories. So places where you can get open content for your courses, places where you can get open assessments, places where you can get open textbooks to them. But I'm also going to talk about some search strategies that will be most effective. And then we're going to get some time to actually work on finding open educational resources that would meet your course objectives.
What were the highlights for today?
I think the open resources, I wasn't aware of all the endless possibilities of finding information in the internet for our students. Our students could benefit really greatly with all the open information they can have.
Well, I found this day to be really helpful. I wasn't really sure what to expect. I was just looking for more tools to support my e-learning strategies, and I learned more than I would have thought. The opportunities are really exciting, and I'm anxious to put them to use. So, yeah.
I thought it was really good. I like all the collaborative tools because I'm planning on doing an online for our Reinforcement course coming up, and I didn't know how, because they're going to be all over the state, and so this is a way that they can collaborate in groups and things like that, and they can get together with Google Docs and do assignments together, and I thought that would be great. So I'm hoping to work that into my course.
This workshop has been really helpful for finding out about web tools that I can use, both with my colleagues and with students.
I use the internet a lot in my teaching, and there was Emily Wood had a terrific page listing all of the most valuable open source sites that are out there. I also like the fact that there's such a strong support in SBCTC for the open source approach to education and online teaching. I think that's extremely crucial, and I'm really glad Washington State is in support of that.